Hello everyone, welcome back on your YouTube channel of Lalbagh Girls Degree College. Class 12th, in your previous lecture you have learned about microsporogenesis and today we will talk about megasporogenesis. Before going to its detailed study of megasporogenesis, let's see the structure of ovary where it process takes place. Ovary is the part of gynoecium or its unit is pistil. So, pistil or gynoecium has three main parts. One is the stigma, second style, and the third is ovary. And ovary is placed upon the thalamus. So, this is the main three parts of gynoecium or pistil. It is the female reproductive part of the flower. So, where the megasporogenesis will take place inside the ovary, and inside the ovary a structure is found which is called ovule. Here it is a structure of ovule. This is a typical anatropous type of ovule. Ovule is placed inside the ovary and it is placed inside the ovary with the help of placenta. So, inside the ovary, ovule is placed on the ovary with the help of a stalk-like structure at the base is called funicle. So, this is the funicle. With the help of this funicle or a stalk-like structure, it is attached in the ovary. This is called placenta. So here, if we extract this ovule from the ovary, the ovule will look like this. So here we will see the various parts of the ovule. Two ends are found in any kind of ovule. One is called micropylar end, second is called chalazal end. Micropylar end is the end where funicle is present, where the opening is present. Micropylar end is the end where opening is present. So this is the opening. This opening is called micropyle and opposite to this is a chalazal end. So this is the chalazal end, this is micropylar end, and here inside embryo sac is found. Embryo sac is surrounded with the nutritive layer or nutritive cell mass. This cellular mass is called nucellus, and this nucellus is rich in food nutrients, and outside this nucellus there are two envelopes are found. These two envelopes are called integument. This is the inner integument and it is outer integument. So here two integument is found, inner and outer. And outside these two envelopes, a structure is pointing out at the tip is called micropyle. So one point is to be noted that these integuments not completely enclose this embryo sac. The point where pollen tube enters in this embryo sac, this space is left by this integument. So integument leaving this place for the entry of pollen tube, so can pollen grain fertilize the embryo sac. And pollen grain has pollen gametes. Gametes are sperm cells. So here you have seen the hilum. Hilum is the structure which joins the funicle and the micropyle. When funicle and micropyle is joined together, the joining part is called hilum. So you have seen the hilum, funicle. Funicle is the stalk-like structure. With this structure, this funicle is attached, or this ovule is attached inside the ovary. And this is very important, nucellus. It is very nutritive. and it reserve food material. So embryo sac can develop or fertilized. After fertilization, they give fruit. So these are the basic structure or basic labelings which is found in your ovule. This embryo sac is also called as a female gametophyte. So let's start with the main process, megasporogenesis. So what is megasporogenesis? The process of formation of megaspore from the megaspore mother cell is called megasporogenesis. So I'll show you the place where megaspore mother cell form. Some cells or a single cell, especially a single cell of micropylar region, from the micropylar region, one cell get differentiated, and this get differentiated single megaspore mother cell perform the whole function. So with the help of this diagram, you can better understand. See, this is the micropylar end, and here one cell get differentiated and functions as a megaspore mother cell. Now this megaspore mother cell undergoes the process of meiosis. After meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, four haploid megaspore will form. Why megaspore mother cell undergoes meiosis? Because meiosis results in the formation of 4 megaspores, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here only 1 megaspore perform function, and rest 3 megaspore will get degenerated. So 3 will be degenerated and 1 will be functional. So now this functional megaspore, now in detail we will see how embryo sac will form. Now this functional megaspore perform the process of mitotic division, not meiosis, point to be noted, mitosis, not meiosis, which you have seen in this process from the megaspore mother cell or MMC, from megaspore mother cell to a 4 tetrad of megaspore. So after meiosis, now reduction division will take place, mitosis occur. In the process of mitosis, two nucleate embryo sac will form. In the next event, 4 nucleate embryo sac will form, and after that 4 to 8 nucleate embryo sac will form. Now after the formation of 8 nucleate stage, the cell wall will lay down, and cell wall will lay down in this manner that this embryo sac get a condition of 8 nucleated and 7 celled stage, 7 celled and 8 nucleated structure. How 8 nucleus is present and 7 cell structure is found? See here, now 8 nucleus is present here. In the 8 nucleus, 3 will be goes to the chalazal end. In this chalazal end, these cells are called antipodal cells, and at the micropylar end, rest 4 cells are arranged in this manner, like 2 are synergid cells, 2 nucleus will form synergid cell, 1 cell will form egg cell, and rest 2 nucleus will set at the center. Now this 2 nucleus are like this, and this is called polar nuclei. This is the center cell and this is the polar nuclei. Now polar nuclei, why I have called it polar nuclei? Because it contains 2 nuclei, one of its central cell and one after division you get. So there is 2 nuclei. So let's see the main cells of this structure again. At the chalazal end, 3 antipodal cells. At the micropylar end, 2 synergid cell and 1 egg cell. and in the center is a polar nuclei. So we will count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the 8 nuclei. Now I will count cells. How it's 7 cells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and this is 7. So this is a 8 nucleated 7 cell stage of the embryo sac. So here this embryo sac development completed. Here we will stop, and in the next lecture I will teach you about pollination. Thank you for watching this video.